Hello, I'm Yuan, and welcome to my channel. Do you know what Feng Shui, astrology, I Ching, and similar sciences have to do with this year and the next 20? There are really extreme rare happenings that have deep personal and global impacts, and I'd love to explore these topics together today and in future videos. The exact topic I'd like to talk about is what Feng Shui and other types of masters like this are calling the disruption of 2025 and even of the next 20 years, along with the opportunities and challenges that come along with this time. As an introduction, I'd like to talk about how the ancients were afraid of leap months, a 13th stagnant month in the year. This year of 2025 is in the Yin Snake Palace and has this double leap month happening in the lunar June month. It's important to be aware of things like this because it helps us to prevent issues. It's like planting a tree and watering it and caring for it so it can thrive. Dear subscribers, in the modern rhythm of life, people run in an endless cycle. Life after life continues forward like wheels that never stop moving. Then once in a while, the little things that the ancients quietly advised against suddenly flash from their deep stillness into relevance to shine light on our current lives and bring meaning. This brings us to our question. Today, we stop to contemplate something seemingly normal but with a hidden meaning not so easily recognized. Why did the ancients fear a year with a leap month, especially when it happened in the lunar June month? A year with an extra June month has more months than a normal year. Supposedly, you would think more abundance comes with more time, so what worried the ancients? And even more, why did they specifically warn about the leap month that has happened in this year of 2025? This warning is compounded by multiple factors. 2025 is the Yin Fire Snake year with the solar term of summer solstice. In Vietnamese, that would be HA space CHI, or in Chinese, XIA space ZHI. Along with this, the duplicate month is happening at the 6th lunar month. The 6th month is the maximum positive energy point throughout the year, the summer solstice. This warning is not just some intellectual or random date on the Gregorian or even lunar calendar. It has a very deep impact to our lives today. The warning also does not come from being blind to science or even being superstitious. This warning is based on a deep understanding backed by the depth of knowledge the ancients experienced and preserved through millennia, serving as a timeless reminder for us today. It's true, it sounds kind of mysterious, and most have forgotten this so deeply that it feels more like a dream than reality to talk about things like Feng Shui, astrology, and I Ching. To give more understanding to this, I'd like to go into the yearly elements. According to the lunar calendar, the year of 2025 is the year of At-Ti. At meaning heaven stem, wood element, and Ti meaning fire snake that's in the Yin palace. This refers to a branch stem. When they combine, it means the element of fire is like a giant lamppost, and the heaven wood element feeds the earth fire snake element. Because all of them are yin and female, together they produce a yin fire that then begins to rise and become strong yang fire to combat with negative fire of the last 162 years of the 180-year cycle. For example, we can see democratic blue states that have been yin, negative energy, not negative as in bad, yin and yang, negative energy. And those states have now become a strong young positive fire from this cycle of period 9 in a way that combats the now declining old positive energy like red states. This year is also radiant, shining brightly to shine light on every bad person in order to expose their bad deeds. That's a description of the type of fire element that we have this year and in period 9. But since the year is a yin negative fire element, this also means the year makes people carry negative energy inside, like in their inner heart. This fire is hidden down deep, like a person carrying a deep burning frustration. And negative here means like a battery has both negative and positive charge that work together to create energy. For example, young women are represented by the number 9. This year, the energy supports them to stand up and shine in the darkness in ways that point out the corruption, particularly of old men. Why? Because the number corresponding to old men is 6. Turn it over and it's 9. It's the same trigram when considering I Ching. The same trigram flips over with one side being 6 and the other 9, just like yin yang. But that is different than the heaven and earth trigram. This is why this year's energy supports both 6 and 9 to come to the light in different ways. Going back to the solstice and the max heat, this is especially critical to understand in the fact that this 2025's leap or duplicate month is happening not only in the fire year but also during the 6th lunar month, which is naturally the month with the most extreme yang energy. The doubled month makes this fire element unusual from its extreme heat. This impacts hot weather and things like complications in psychology, social explosions, and outbursts like volcanic eruptions. Now to look at cycles. This leap month is like a repeated piece of music, played a second time. It's not unique with its own life. Instead, it's like a lifeless, zombie-like duplicate or echo. Or it can be likened to a mentally ill person who's lost their mind. It's repeated not out of love for the piece of music, but because of a wrong musical note. The whole year and the next 20 years has components of this, but this leap month accentuates these traits, making it even worse this year and this month. As an example of this 20-year theme, the goat year of 2027 still has this 20-year fire element, but we'll cool off a little. We are only in the 2nd year and have 18 more to go to complete the 20-year cycle transformation, ending the larger cycle of 180 years. If they don't focus on spiritual or reduce greediness, then this 20-year cycle will cause them to pay the price. The last 20 years, they benefited from greed and material-mindedness because it was a different cycle. Yet, as a matter of course, in a new cycle, the old cycle energy dies out. This 20-year cycle is the opposite, where you cannot be greedy and overly materially minded. If you do, like you did in the last 20 years, you'll experience a bad fortune. But if someone has good karma, it will buffer them from the negative effects temporarily, but not forever. It's the time to focus more on true spiritual, but a good spiritual not related to religion, but a practice of kindness, humility, sharing, etc. That is why even churches' scandals have been coming to light in recent history, since the darkness is starting to be exposed. All of the people have created bad karma for themselves will also meet their own judgment day, and they will be judged by their own karma, which is essentially their own bad habits they have created. Now about senses. Ancient people did not have predictive technology, but they lived in harmony with the heavens and earth and had intuitive trust in what they could feel and observe. They could feel when the lunar and solar energies were favorable or unfavorable. They told us that each time June repeated itself, we'd feel uneasy and see the wind in the sky reverse. We would undoubtedly witness the once smoothly flowing air become choked, like a breath struggling to find its way through. Air in Vietnamese is spelled K-H-I, and in Chinese, Qi. It has more meaning than just air. It's kind of like a life force that moves energy. There's a unique Zen master example where there was an old Zen master who was sitting on the mountain in meditation as his student asked, "Dear master, why is everyone in the village depressed and going about sadly this year? There's anger and people are mad. There's separation." The master answered softly that it was because the time had passed and returned when time is not favorable. He said the people's heart and mind and soul are also unfavorable, and it's become like lost bamboo leaves. The simple saying of "like bamboo leaves" is actually deeper than 1,000 scriptures. He goes on to explain that it refers to not ignoring when your opportunity comes, because you must grab it and grab it quickly, like bamboo leaves falling and falling, and suddenly one falls right into your outstretched hand as you're reaching for it. This means how many opportunities come, but they are missed because of greed or not going for it. You must use discretion and wisdom to get the good leaf of opportunity. The Zen master is also saying that the time of bamboo leaves has passed, and we, like they, were left with only the time of bad luck and missed opportunity and lost prosperity, since the season of the bamboo leaves of opportunity had gone. Dear subscribers, as we're starting to see, it's not just a spare month. A June leap month is a sign of the thermal cycle of high heat on the air. It's like a discontinuity in the symphony of time. According to the ancients, this type of duplicate month does not have its own solar term. It has no operating characteristics. It's like a void. While the world is still changing, life goes on, and this causes a threat, though, that can easily trap people's hearts. This may be more easily understood by a description of the cycle of time. The years go in 12 cycles with a different animal sign each year. Beyond that, there are also different elements cycling through the different years. Then we have the month cycles per year. Each fit perfectly with each other until we get a leap month. It does not have its own place. It's not due to a miscalculation. It's more like a vacuum caused by movement of the normal cycle. This leap June month in the middle of the year produces fire. This type of fire is for concealing within, for the unsaid and unresolved emotional blocks. When the fire snake year met this leap time, the year was positive with yang energy. This positive energy rose up, then in this leap month, it was sucked like a vacuum into the abyss of internalization. In this situation, the external and internal met, clashed, and are still clashing. And this created instability of many things, including blood flow. This repetition of the month is not an extension of a natural flow, but a recursive loop that makes weak people more confused, strong people more impulsive, unstable people more prone to illness, and dreamers more prone to evil. It's not a bonus. And you might ask, is it just a coincidence? Or what is it? It's more of a deep resonance between time and spirit. This is what the ancients spent their whole lives and many lives observing. They did not live in a hurry, and they observed every tiny change of the moon, the stars, the wind, the water, and of the human heart in order to record and teach future generations. One of the things that they emphasized is the need for care when time goes astray and is out of sync like it is now in 2025. A repeat of June seems like a bonus and like plenty of time, but the fact is that this deviation is breaking that cycle of birth and death. It opens the door for fire to rise without any moderation. It's not a positive or negative. It's not yin or yang. It's not any of those types of phenomena. It's the absence of them. This is what caused the issue and the opportunity to look back at the nature of human spirituality in today's age, because when time becomes unnatural, then the human mind also easily goes into the zone of insecurity, chaos, and disorientation. This is where we get the relevance for today. We're wrapping up here now that we have explored why the ancients cautioned against leap months. In part 2, we'll dive deeper into how to recognize the signs around us so that we can better navigate both the risks and opportunities with intention and foresight. Thanks for joining me today. I truly appreciate you. Take care.